are back in the building. What is going on? Shout out to everybody out there at the Court Plantation. Did Jesus come back? Damn. System of racism and white supremacy been going oops upside your head, huh? God damn. Anyway, roll call. Shout out to everybody out there. All my siblings, everybody in Las Vegas. It's hot as a motherfucker, Vegas. It's hot as a motherfucker in Vegas. Man, it's hot. It's hot everywhere across the United States of America Incorporated. So shout out to all my siblings. The homegirl Jerica in Las Vegas, Nevada. Shout out to Philly. Shawnee's in the building. The homegirl Erica. Florida's in the building. My brothers, James Youngblood. Texas is definitely in the building. My brother Dave for No Compromise. Georgia in the building. And last but not least, my homegirl, Melina from North Carolina, a.k.a. North Kakalaka, in the building. Man, I was laughing at this thing. I'm about to pull it up. Because, I hardly ever be on Instagram like I used to, but I'm going to start because I want to start doing lives with David and James, my OGs. So, I'm pulling up this thing that David had sent me. This shit had me rolling. Wait, where is it? Oh, man. Yeah, because he going back. We did these Twitter spaces and everything. So David be reminding me of all this stuff. And then one of them he sent was white privileges when you lose 2 years in a row and the winning coach Nasty thanks you and God before thanking her players for uplifting the game. Man, David had me rolling, sending me some of this shit, man. Damn, what it, see, that's what I don't like. Yeah. James Youngblood sent me this thing about these Latinos mad that they didn't get represented. That was about Foundation Black America. We're going to get on all that today. I got my phone open today because I checked it. Good looking out, James Youngblood. But we're going to get into it today. White privilege needs no help. Let's get it. Hey. Man. Shout out to my brother James Youngblood. He sent me that thing. And we're going to talk about that as well. He sent me this thing. Before we get to the main thing, I wanted to discuss that. David, man, we got to do it. I'm going to text these brothers because everybody's on James Youngblood, I think it's CST. David is EST. So that our time frames be crazy. And David is busy. James Youngblood got his platform. David got his platform. So I don't want to interrupt those because they're doing they're doing God's work is what I would say. Some of these people doing the devil work, but I would say that David and James Youngblood is doing God's work. James Youngblood and David from No Compromise, them niggas need to be they need to be engineers and them people that work behind the scenes at them news stations and all these damn major networks because they shit be looking crisp and professional as a motherfucker, by the way. Sorry, I just wanted to get in. I'm like, God damn, how these niggas be doing this shit? See, I am not the type of person that when somebody has something dope, I don't acknowledge it. I acknowledge the shit. In FBA, we gotta stop not acknowledging our talents. Everybody's talented in something. Man, some people can be multifaceted and different talented. Some people could be talented at marketing. Some people could be talented at the internet. Everybody got their own lane. And them brothers is by far killing niggas like me because I be like, how the fuck they do that? Especially when I used to really look at other people's shit and then I'll go look at David's. I be like, yeah, David need to help them too. I'll be rolling sometimes because I go look at other people's platforms. Now, when I watch James Youngblood's platform and I watch David's platform, platform, right? I'll go watch it and then something will come across my feed from another platform and I'll be like, ooh, they need help like me. They need to have David and them do their shit. Cause them niggas should be crisp, cut, edited, everything. I'm like, man, but you gotta give people props for that. You gotta give people props. So I'm gonna give those brothers props and I'm glad that he sent me this. David, they send me stuff all the time. Well, I'm gonna get into it before we talk about the main topic. I think it was both David and James who sent me this, James Youngblood, talking about the YouTuber says the Mexican community was underrepresented at Kendrick's Juneteenth pop-out show. The Mexican people have been persecuted in this land for a long. We about to go look this up. Yeah. We about to go look this up. I'm sorry. And the reason why we about to go look this up because let's see. What is it? The Mexican. Oh, it's my bad. The Mexican. Y'all bear with me. Community. Cause I'm taking what James Youngblood sent me, and I really want to play this because I heard it. Yup, I want to play because I heard it when he sent it to me. I think both of them sent it to me, and I was like, man, what? But I want to play it. This community was underrepresented at Kendrick Juneteenth pop out show. I'm looking at it because I wanna play that. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let's see what we can find. The Mexicans. Okay, hold on. Kendrick. Let's see. It's not. Let's see if it. Mexicans not. Okay, here. Let's see if we can find something. Cause this is really important. People really need to hear this. And the reason why they really need to hear this, because this is how people feel. Let's see. I hope this ain't no motherfucker just trying to get.
Can say that we potentially borrowed from them is the low riding, or I don't want to say low riding, because
this motherfucker just talking. It was actually the Mexicans talking about that. Hold on, let's see. All right, hold on, let me see. We might not be able to find it. We're gonna go to YouTube and see if YouTube has it. I'm telling y'all, I'm taking a minute with this one because I really want y'all to hear this shit. Like, I really want y'all to hear this shit. Y'all gonna be like, man, what? Let's see. Man. Presented during the Kendrick Juneteenth pop out show. Let's see what we can find. Mexicans press Kendrick. Hold on, let's see. Because people are talking about it and people are pissed off. Man. Hold on, let's see. Here, let's see. We'll play what this brother has to say. Fair use, but we're going to play what this brother has to say because...
Approximately.
Okay.
Kendrick Lamar had a concert on Juneteenth to celebrate his victory over Drake, but it was also meant to highlight the best that LA and the West Coast had to offer and to rejuvenate the West.
Listen to what this brother's saying. I really want you to listen to it because that's what it was about. To reunite the gangs, FBA culture, not like us, FBA culture. So listen to what he's saying.
Coast in the music scene. But what would seem like a good deed is now receiving heavy backlash from some Mexicans in LA. They feel unrepresented because the majority of the crowd were Mexican fans. However, the artist that got to perform was only one Mexican artist, which was OGZ, and he does hip-hop music. Now, the most
First of all, nobody is forcing y'all to go buy those tickets and watch Kendrick. That's one. Two, hip-hop and R&B is FBA culture. That's two. Three, let me go down the line. When you read Slavery by Another Name, or The Sweet Taste of Liberty, or A Price for a Pound of Flesh, or if you read Medical Apartheid, if you read Black Labor, White Wealth, Powernomics, Dirty Little Secrets 1 and 2, if you read The Black History Reader by Dr. Claude Anderson, or if you read the ISIS Papers by the Honorable Queen Mother, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, it don't say shit about no goddamn Latinos. In some of these books, Douglas Blackman wrote Slavery by Another Name. That's a white man. Black people didn't write that, and he talked about what was done to us in that period. The antebellum period wasn't no damn Latinos. What are y'all talking about? Man, this shit is annoying. And you're like, Warren, why you going so hard? David, James Youngblood, we gonna talk about this, bro. Like, I gotta figure out a time. I got some time coming up. I'm probably gonna take off work. We gonna do one. And the reason why is because I'm not gonna go through it. I'll give you a little synopsis. When we moved, you could talk to my siblings. When we moved from LA and we moved to a place called Baldwin Park, California, which was right by West Covina. When we moved there, them Latinos was writing nigger on our wall every fucking day. We had a white brick wall and they was writing that shit on there. Nigger, go home, nigger this, nigger that. That's all we heard. Now, I went to Shenandoah Elementary, predominantly white Jewish school. Do y'all think I ever heard a white kid call me a nigga then? That's because all these other racial groups were doing it for them. So I experienced more racism when we moved to Baldwin Park than when we lived in LA. But I digress.
The argument that I've been hearing from multiple people in LA is, yo, if this was about the West Coast and rejuvenating the West Coast, then Mexican artists and the culture is a big part of the West Coast. So why didn't Kendrick include a lot of Mexican artists?
Because hip hop and R&B is FBA culture. It's FBA culture. Y'all have your own. See, y'all need to understand what's going on. And I'm pretty sure David and James Youngblood, they could probably explain it. Shawnee and them and Erica and them. Even my siblings, they could probably explain it more than me because I get so frustrated, so pissed off. But I'm going to try to explain it to my best of my abilities. Latinos, y'all have y'all culture. It's Cinco de Mayo. That's y'all culture. That is y'all mariachi music. That's y'all culture. That is y'all culture. Juneteenth is not your culture. And see, you know what this is? Black folk read these books so you can, because these Latinos, they don't read. I worked with a Latino and he was in charge. He was like, because we all built this country. I said, no, sir. Foundational Black Americans built this country, not nobody else. I said, I have 10 books that I can give you right now that talks about how we built this country for free without repayment, not no other racial group. Because if that was the case, they would have needed to use us to build this country. And then he got quiet. He didn't say nothing.
On the roster or include Mexican representation in the show. So there's a podcast of mine that I love, is ran by my guy called LA Icon. They talked about this, and what they said is actually getting a lot of controversy and backlash from a lot of Black people. So let's check it out.
No, yeah. So basically, I feel.
Listen to this. Everybody, my siblings, this is very important. See, David, James Youngblood. James probably know. James, and I'm pretty sure David know too. Man, just listen to this. The audacity, the temerity, the gumption to even think. Just listen to this. Listen to this. Real good.
Like, the Mexican people were underrepresented there last night.
I feel it. I can see that.
I can see that too, man. But
And a lot of people are telling me that I sound like bitter or something. Like, I'm
You do sound bitter.
not a rapper, fool. I'm not tripping about not being on stage. I'm saying, like, Jeezy performed, I think,
That's
last
dope.
night.
Yeah.
did he?
That would have been nice if he would have been on
Oh,
stage.
if he would have.
Now.
I love LA Icon. He knows I love him, man. But this is nitpicking, right? This is petty. Saying, Jeezy got to perform. He got to come on stage and perform his songs. However, when Kendrick Lamar at the end brought out everybody from LA and, they were celebrating, I guess, the victory lap over Drake and I guess celebrating the culture in general. And they was all on stage with Kendrick Lamar and dancing and celebrating. Saying that you felt like Jeezy is entitled to be on that stage to me is kind of like
Bullshit. Let me tell y'all something. That's pure bullshit. I'm going to say it again. When you read The Price for a Pound of Flesh, which just when you read Medical Apartheid by Harry Watt, just go read that book. I'm begging y'all. For all y'all that haven't read that book and you've read 1,000 books, please read Medical Apartheid by Harriet Washington. Read it from page to page. Read the end of it. Because at the end of it, and at the beginning, she tells how a lot of librarians and historians were like, why are you looking up all this information? What do you need it for? What are you trying to do? Because she was talking about how we were done. When y'all watch those movies like Hostel and all that, that's what they were doing to us. When they had yellow fever and all those white supremacists was coming outside, I was like, why these niggas ain't sick? But we fucking dying. I'm telling y'all. Y'all need to read that book, how that brother lived in San Francisco and he used to throw newspapers, if my memory serves me correct, and he fell off the truck and broke his leg. And they were like, we're going to take him to some hospital in San Francisco, somewhere. He was like, no, I'd rather just let my leg heal on its own. And they took him anyway. They shot his leg full of plutonium. Do you know what plutonium is and what it does to your body? This is the shit that they was doing to us. They didn't mention nothing about no goddamn Latinos. Have y'all forgotten about Henrietta Lacks? The stem cells, what they was doing? Are y'all fucking out of y'all mind? Why do you think that there's no other but an FBA Nas, an FBA Hove, an FBA Game, an FBA Cube, an FBA Snoop, an FBA Daz? You see what I'm saying? Like, why do you think that those type of people are, why do you think that is? And we can go down the list. We can go find so many different, and FBA Tupac. Like, first of all, Latinos, let me just break something down to you. When Drake used Tupac's fucking voice, you are totally disrespectful. You are beyond disrespectful. That's a late, great icon to Californians. And for you to think you could do that, that's twice. You did it with Aaliyah, then you try to do it with Tupac. Ain't gonna be no third time. So this is about defending FBA culture. This ain't got nothing to do with no damn Latinos.
Listen here, bruh. OGZ got the opportunity to perform. Now, requiring that he come on stage is requiring that Kendrick Lamar treats him like family. Everybody on that stage is regarded as family, right? Or somebody that Kendrick Lamar knows and is actually cool and friends with, right? If you look on the stage, you see a bunch of TDE members, TDE associates. You see a bunch of gang members from his community that he knows. So that was a community thing. And by a community thing, kinfolks and kinfolks, you feel me?
Man, that brother was saying it like, when David sent me that, or James Youngblood, when y'all sent me that shit, nigga, I couldn't even sleep. I was so fucking mad. 'Cause I was like, man, what the fuck, bro? Like, when I grew up in Baldwin Park, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you in a minute. I'll just tell you in a minute.
Right? Yo, like, you a rapper, you Mexican, man, yo, here, perform, you know, like, do your thing. But to, like, say that is somewhat wrong, or, you know, like, you know, you think he was entitled to be on stage with the kinfolks?
No.
That's a little too much. And, you know, and I think Icon knows, you know, that, like, that's asking for a little too much.
Maybe the young legend had something to do, so he dipped.
Right, because all the artists that did perform were up there.
Facts.
I respect it. Who was up there? I can't keep count.
There was a lot of people that went, but I think OGZ was the only.
These are all three uninformed, idiotic opinions because y'all don't know history. This is about history. This is about FBA history. It's about FBA culture. This is Juneteenth. We don't ask to be a part of Cinco de Mayo with y'all, but y'all want to be a part of Juneteenth. Man, get the fuck out of here, man.
Person that didn't pop out? Or were you going to say he's the only Mexican that performed?
Both.
Even if there were no Mexicans, who gives two fucks about that? It's Juneteenth. This ain't got nothing to do with y'all. This got everything to do with FBA culture. We built this country for free without repayment. Foundational Black Americans, not Latinos. Because if that was the case, and they had y'all here, that's why, well, then this is the fucking, the trick that they run, the trick bag that they put niggas in that don't know. Well, I'm Native American. Okay, well then why did Native Americans build the country then? Why did they need us to build the country? Why did they need black slaves? They could have gotten Native American slaves if it was that big of a deal, and y'all could have built the country. Why did they need us? Stop.
Did he perform? Was he supposed to perform?
He did perform, yeah.
Oh, he did?
Mhm.
And I didn't see him perform because I caught it late.
I saw
but
the clip.
I saw
I didn't even see that clip.
a
What the
picture
fuck?
of someone posting that he performed.
Do you think it had something to do with it being Juneteenth?
I don't understand.
Thank you. You don't know what Juneteenth is. Because what did I tell y'all? I said this, David, remember we talked about this? It was me, you, and James Youngblood. I'm like, most people don't even read nothing. And you know how I found out? When I started reading. When I started reading and being around other racial groups, I'm like, damn, they don't be reading. Like I know we're bereft of knowledge and we don't read a lot, but when you get around other racial groups and you start talking about racial matters, just listen, don't say nothing because they ain't read not one book. Man, what's going on with my shit? But let me tell you something. The reason why I know that is because when you get around other communities, right? And in other racial communities, and you start talking about real racial matters, nobody has an opinion because they only have an opinion based on what they see on TV. They don't have no opinion based on what they've read in the study and what's been done to their racial group. Most people don't even know what really was going on, especially in this country. The United States of America Incorporated, most racial groups don't know nothing about the history of this country. They just know about what they were told, and that's a fact.
Another aspect of this, which I do believe is kind of like a miscommunication, right? The aspect of this is it happened on Juneteenth. So because it happened on Juneteenth, there's this unspoken thing of this is Juneteenth. This is a celebration of blackness. It's a celebration of the community, that we grew up in, right?
That's a fact.
And because it's a celebration of blackness, it's essentially, a black event for skin folks and kin folks, right? Now, the miscommunication comes in because people don't know that, right?
And we're going to stop it right there. We're going to stop right there. We're going to put the music on. But let me tell y'all something. And we're going to get this correct. When is the last time y'all heard the Cinco de Mayo? And they include black folk. When's the last time? When is the last time? That's all I'm asking. When? Think about it. That's why I'm asking y'all. When? And the reason why I'm asking y'all that, my bad. The reason why I'm asking y'all that is because there's one thing that I would say we need to think about. When the Chinamen have their fucking thing, we don't interrupt them. When the dominant society Jewish community have their thing, Hanukkah, we don't interrupt them. We don't ask to be a part of that. When the Jamaicans have their thing, we don't say nothing. When the Nigerians have their thing, we don't say anything. When the Latinos have Cinco de Mayo and all their little things, we don't say anything. We don't ask to be included. We don't try to disparage what they got going on. We just keep it moving. Why is it with Juneteenth we gotta include everybody? No. And then nobody put no goddamn fucking gun at all those people's heads to let them go see Kendrick Lamar. Nobody put a gun to their head. They chose to buy them tickets and go see that. So you went to go see it. Okay, good for you. You went to go see it. And I'm pretty sure it'd have been 1,000 niggas there to replace y'all if y'all wasn't there. Man, they try to act like in California, I'm talking about the whole state of California, ain't no niggas there. Like niggas couldn't fill up that stadium. Stop. That's one. And two, it ain't your time. It's Juneteenth. They ain't got shit to do with you. The next time y'all hear any racial group say anything to y'all in regarding why wasn't no Latinos represented, say, do you know what Juneteenth is? Do you know what our FBA culture is? Do you know what Black American culture is? Do you know about slavery? Do you know what it did to our people? Have you read any books that could break down what has been done to Black people in this country? Do you know who Francis Scott Keys is? Most people don't even know who Francis Scott Keys is. Like I told you, I was at work and this dude black dude in Cuban or whatever the fuck he is, but he don't identify as black. He identifies as white. And he was like, oh, Colin Kaepernick's been disrespectful to the flag. I said, do you know who Francis Scott Keys is? I don't know, but he's been disrespectful. I said, do you know who Francis Scott Keys is? And everybody was like, who is he, Warren? I'm like, Francis Scott Keys was a known white supremacist who wrote a song basically saying that black folk were put on this planet to serve and be slaves to white people. Well, I never heard of that. Well, yeah, that's why they took the third verse out of the Star Spangled Banner. He's the one who wrote it. And he had over 200 slaves, man. Y'all just be running y'all mouth and y'all don't do no type of research. That's the problem with these people in the United States of America. Nobody wants to do the research, which brings me to raggedy ass JJ Redick and LeBron James. The reason why I'm talking about JJ Redick and LeBron James is because it is. LeBron, shame on you. You know better than that. You don't get no black man fired or allow him to get fired and then do a raggedy ass podcast with JJ Redick like he was some fucking superstar in the NBA so he can get the coaching job. You been around them dominant society people too long, my nigga. And I'm not afraid to say it. And fuck LeBron James. That's some hoe shit. Who does that? And shout out to the late, great Kobe Bryant. He couldn't stand JJ Redick. And I don't blame him. I don't fucking blame him. Man, these stories that I'm hearing about Kobe, he's making me proud that I'm like, man, thank God Kobe was like that. They asked Carmelo something. Carmelo was like, man, Kobe could stand JJ Redick. I hate motherfuckers like him. I grew up around that shit. Man, get your hoe ass the fuck out of here. And y'all gonna give him the job. You know what's so funny? They didn't fire Luke Walton, but they fired Darvin Ham. So what does that tell you about Jeannie Buss? What does that tell you about Dr. Jerry Buss? I believe anti-black racism was very prevalent in the Lakers when Magic was there. But I think when Magic started winning and Kareem and them started winning, I think it changed their view of black people a little bit, slightly. But in my personal opinion, they think black people are commodities and slaves, and that's it. And they don't give a fuck. And that's why they hired that white boy and fired Darvin Ham. You gonna fire Darvin Ham and hire the white boy? Look, this is a true story. White birds told me, well, it don't get no worse than Darvin Ham. I said, no, it don't get no worse than the players on the team. Y'all ain't heard what Charles Barkley said? Charles Barkley said, y'all up here firing all these coaches. You need to fire them fucking execs who put them teams together. Straight up and down. Pelinka fired. You know they ain't fired him, but they fired all the coaching staff. The Lakers, to me, is the most reality television team in the NBA. It's a shit show. And ever since y'all did Magic like that, y'all ain't never really won shit. That bubble shit don't even count. Y'all ain't won nothing. So fuck the goddamn Lakers, fuck JJ Redick, and fuck Jeannie Buss and the Lakers organization. And I hope those motherfuckers lose to the point to where this bitch gotta sell the team to somebody else because she don't know what the fuck she doing. I can't stand people like that. Don't come around black people like you don't see no color and all this other shit when you the most racist motherfucker ever. I can't stand people like that. I can't stand it. Don't tell me that get out bullshit. I voted for Obama and all that. I don't give a fuck Obama. Obama ain't even foundational black American. That's why Donald Trump was saying, show me his birth certificate. Why do y'all think Donald Trump was saying that? That's a billionaire, white man. You don't think he had access to that shit too? That's probably why he was like, show me his birth certificate. I want to see his birth certificate. I want to see it. Y'all don't remember that? When he was saying that? Yeah, I went way over today, but I was just, when David showed me that shit, I was like, we can't have shit. Let me tell you something. And I'm going to tell you this. And then I'm going to end it. And I got people that can vet these stories out. This is not true. I remember when we moved from West LA to, by the way, Nipsey Hussle went to Hamilton High School, which is in West LA. I was on for one of those schools too. If we would have stayed in LA, which I was not happy, and none of us was happy we moved to Baldwin Park, California, I fucking hated it. I hated the high school. I hated the middle schools. I hated the period. I just went along with it because you don't have no choice as a kid. But the whole time, a lot of those Latinos, they were just envious of black people. They was envious of the way we dressed. They was envious of what we listened to. They was just envious. I remember this girl I dated, Redbone, beautiful sister. We used to talk about that shit a lot. It would be me, her, sometimes her moms. We would talk about how much they be hating on us. and the way we dress and what we talk about, because we were constantly going to LA damn near every day. All of our family and people was in LA. Our church was in LA. So we was going to church and going to LA damn near every fucking day. Sunday, we in LA all day. Saturday, LA. So we was going all the time. So we was constantly seeing our family. So we were constantly being up on fashion. What's this? What's that? What's going on? So when we would come back, a lot of the times, and this girl out there, her name, a real beautiful sister, her peoples lived in LA. So she was going to LA every week. So we would always like talk about shit. And then when we get back to Barn Park, we'd be laughing at everybody because we were like, these motherfuckers are so lame and so envious. And as I got older, I just stopped hanging out. I used to hang out with my homeboy DJ, and we would talk about the same shit. And as I got older, I started to resent living out there. That's why I ended up moving to Vegas. I was like, I hate it out here. I just didn't like it. You know what I mean? And I just didn't like it. I didn't want to be around those motherfuckers, and I just didn't fuck with them. And I ain't talked to none of them motherfuckers. I went to high school. It was one dude that I talked to. I think that was like 2016, 2017. That was the last time I talked to that motherfucker. I don't want to know where those motherfuckers is at. Fuck them. Shit. There's only one Latino that really we used to chop it up and kick it with. And that was it. Everybody else, fuck them. Because we got treated out of line, man. You know, ask you know, why y'all hair like that and all this sucker shit, man. We went through a lot. Motherfuckers don't think we went through a lot, but we went through a lot. And they never used to get their hair cut like us. They used to get bald heads or one of them comb overs that them white people be getting. We got our hair cut different from them. We dressed different from them. If you didn't play basketball, you didn't wear Jordans, you didn't wear Nautica Polo. Now you look at them, these niggas want to wear Nautica Polo, Jordans, Air Max. They want to listen to our music. And I be tripping off that shit because I be like growing up in the 80s and 90s, they didn't fuck with our shit and we didn't fuck with they shit. They family parties would be mariachi music. That's a fact, with them fucking bands and shit. And no diss to them, but that's what I'm used to seeing. So when you hear Latinos talking about, well, we wasn't what you mean represented? Y'all don't even fuck with us like that. So what the fuck you mean? Stop. And then the motherfuckers that do low-key, they fuck with us because they know our culture will get them fame and popularity. Not because they really like the culture. These motherfuckers ain't studying. They don't know what the fuck we went through. They don't know what our ancestors went through. The fuck you mean? This is ancestral ground, homie. What the fuck they did to us? You gotta read Slavery by Another Name. Read Medical Apartheid. I wouldn't suggest you read it at night. I read that motherfucker, man. That shit was fucking me up. I was like, man, you don't know what the fuck we went through. So now you think you are supposed to be a part of our Juneteenth celebration? Then when Cinco de Mayo come and go, you know what it is? Because don't nobody make a big deal about Cinco de Mayo, but everybody making a big deal about Juneteenth. So that's what that shit is. That's why, look, I'm gonna tell you right now, as my mom would say, you better go to your good old boy state, because the good old boy states, let me tell you something, good old boy states, they don't want no immigrants. They don't want no motherfuckers around. And I'm all fucking for it. Fuck them. I don't give a fuck who you are. Foundational Black American people paying all these high ass taxes and putting it to the system. You know how pissed off I am when I'm like, now how the fuck every single sibling of mine should have a home? We should have reparations. All my family should have a home. All your family should have homes. 62% of the fucking population in California own white people. 62% of white people own homes in California. 19% of black folks own homes in California. And you want to tell me it ain't no goddamn racial disparity? Because y'all niggas want to listen to fucking Morgan Freeman with his Sambo ass and all these other hoe ass niggas. Man, I'm sick of that shit. We need land and property, homie. And businesses. Y'all seen when I did that podcast where we rode all the way down Eastern and rode up. Chinamen got they shit. The Latinos got they shit. In West Side, we got Mario's, which ain't even owned by a black person. That's owned by a Latino. So I don't want to hear that shit. That's why I want to have these lives with Davey and James Youngblood, because I feel like they probably could explain it better. But yeah, I'm a little irritated. It's like, damn, dog, we can't have nothing. Like, we literally can't have anything. Like, at all. Anything we had, here come these motherfuckers. We feel like we wasn't represented. Why do we need to represent you? This is hip hop and R&B. And I'm so sick of going on Instagram and everybody want to be a rapper. That's another racial group. And everybody want to sing soul music all of a sudden. Everybody want to do that shit. And I be like, man. And I see a whole bunch of racial groups that are like Pink. They're not going to get recognized in their racial group, so they want to come over on our side and sing our music. I seen this one white girl, she was singing, I forgot one song she was singing about, and I was like, that's bullshit. No, get the fuck on. Stop using our music, stop using our shit to gain fame. Nah, man. Like Dame Dash said, y'all motherfuckers, these other racial groups, you guys are fucking failures in your community. So you come over here to the black community and use our high vibrating music and energy, and then you get stardom and fame. That's why Justin Timberlake got to a goddamn DUI. That's what this punk ass get. You don't never give the black community no credit at all. I ain't never heard you say nothing about the black community. Like, they responsible for my music. They responsible. Why is it the dude from the Google Dolls or whatever, Nirvana, the one dude that played the drums, he said, man, I got that from Cameo. Cut, here we are now. He said, I studied them. We don't hear you, Justin Timberlake. Why you ain't talking about who you studied? You needed black, foundational black American vibrations to catapult your career. The Neptunes and Timberland. I don't want to hear that shit. That's why Britney Spears put his whole ass out there. She was like, yeah, he put on a black scent every time he get around black people. Folks, I know she's not lying. I know for a fact she's not lying. So I don't want to hear that shit. And I'm tired of all these motherfuckers want to use our culture when they're a failure in theirs. Go do your mariachi music and all that other sucker shit. Why you gotta do hip hop and R&B? Now that you watch, if we don't stop right now, these Mexicans gonna be talking about, well, 50-50, that Fat Joe shit. Well, we created, no, y'all did not create hip hop. That's why David, James Youngblood, I know they know I'll be laughing. When I go on Instagram and I see other racial groups trying to make beats, I'll be laughing my ass off. I just be laughing. But I'm done. I'm just done with everybody trying to take credit for what the fuck we got going on. Y'all gonna look up and Mexicans gonna be quoting Dr. Franz Cresswell sing. They gonna be trying to swap black folk for Latinos. Well, did you read Dr. Franz Cresswell sing, dog? Because look, let me tell you. Watch. The next time y'all hear Latino say something to y'all about anything, say, well, what book did you get that from? Can you cite your sources? Have you read Black Black White Walls by Dr. Claude Anderson? Have you read this book? Have you read that book? Because I was doing that work all day long. That's why the majority of the time, I'm going to tell y'all this. Motherfuckers stayed away from me from other racial groups because I just hit them with a book. And most people don't read. I'm done. Guilty, nigga. Peace.